Hey guys, this is Phil, and today we want to talk about Google Site Kit, which is actually a plugin that you can install on your site that actually is a universal interface for the most valuable Google services that you can actually connect to your site, which are, of course, are Search Console, Analytics, Page Speeds Insights, and AdSense. Now, the real beauty of this plugin is the fact that, like I said, it universalizes all of these and it makes the connection of all of these automatic and allows you to actually have a visual interface that you can access all this information under one roof, which is really, really useful when you are really starting to get into optimizing your site at the SEO level. So before we begin, there's just a few limitations that you have to be aware of before you look at this on your site. And that is, if you have any sort of caching plugins on your site, do make sure that you temporarily disable those. If you already have something like Monster Insights on your site, which is kind of something that's already out there for using Google Analytics, we would recommend either getting rid of that entirely or at least temporarily disabling it. And then finally, Updraft Plus. And that one is something that's on most, if not all, iOS sites. So make sure that if you do have that on your site, that you are following these instructions, which is to disable the Google Drive backup storage option, or even better, just completely deactivating Updraft Plus during the setup. So I have a site selected that we're going to use. And so first we go in and we just do a quick look. And as you can see, we do have Updraft Plus in here. So let's go ahead and deactivate that. Now, a lot of sites, especially more recent iOS sites, are going to have some sort of caching in place. Usually it's going to be called Autoptimize. Usually be right at the top of your plugin list because it does start with an A. You want to make sure that you find that and temporarily deactivate that during this process as well. Now, to go ahead and get SiteKit installed, make sure that you are logged into your admin interface and go to Plugins, Add New, and search for SiteKit. And you can see SiteKit by Google. Install now and activate. And it's also worth noting that some of the most recent iOS sites have already gotten up to this point of SiteKit already activated for you. But again, that's pretty rare. It's just the most recent sites. So usually you are going to have to install this yourself. So we'll go ahead and we'll start the setup. And the setup is really, really simple. Basically, the steps are you have to verify your site ownership. You have to allow that site to access Google account, and then you're going to set up the Search Console. So let's go ahead and get signed in. Now, something that's also worth noting is this is a domain that I already own. I've already done work with, so I've already actually have it verified with Google. Sometimes there's also going to be a step where you are going to have to verify that ownership. To do so, there's several different ways to go about it. Google is really, really good at laying it out for you step by step. If you run into any issues with that part, feel free to reach out to support@InflatableOffice.com, and we'll always be happy to help you out. And again, there's always guides that you can Google for. The process is really, really simple. Typically, it just involves adding a TXT record to your DNS or adding some meta information to your homepage, just so Google can make sure that you are actually the authorized owner of the domain that you're using. And once you've gone through that, you are now basically connected. And we'll bring you back to your dashboard here. And then it will lay out each service for you. And from there, and now typically, well, actually, let me back up a little bit. It should be noted that the process that you've gone through here is going to have you connected to your Search Console, which is the very first, most basic thing that you're going to want to make sure that you are connected to for basic SEO through Google. This is going to allow you to make sure that you are controlling how your search results are showing up on Google. Make sure that you have full access to that, full control. It allows you to dig in and do some analytics on stuff. It's a very important step, something that we can maybe get into in a later video. But from there, these other three services are things that you're going to want to go ahead and connect. And the process is extremely simple from there. You're just going to click Connect Service and go in and just follow the steps. Now, it should be noted as well that AdSense has some extra steps that we're not going to go through today, but Google provides extremely easy to follow documentation on how to do that. And so really, that's all there is to to it, to getting SiteKit actually up and running on your site. Typically, when you first put it up, you're not probably going to see quite this much information. It takes a while to kind of build up all of that stuff. But after maybe about a week or two after it has some time to build up some data, you're actually going to start to see this data that you can start to use. And there's, like I said, really, really useful stuff here. Probably one of the most useful being that you can kind of look at top search queries. You can look into page speeds insights. And again, that's only with just our Search Console connected. So as you connect each one of these, you're going to get access to more and more great data. I recommend connecting them all, drilling in, really getting to know them. And in later videos, we will go ahead and cover each of these in a little bit more detail. So stay tuned. Otherwise, have a great time digging in. And if you have any questions or need any help, always feel free to reach out. Thanks, everybody. This is Phil, and have a great day.